Hello everyone, welcome to the evidence room. I'm Mr. True Crime. Today we're gonna cover one of the darkest murderers in the United Kingdom. His name is Harold Shipman, the doctor who killed for decades. Some killers hide in the shadows. Some stalk the streets at night. But the deadliest ones in British history, or the deadliest ones, shall I say, or a stethoscope. As you can see, I've got a script. I'm gonna read my script off my phone. I hope that's not an issue. We'll continue. This is a story of a man trusted by thousands. A man who smiled, reassured, and promised care, while quietly ending more lives than any serial killer the UK has ever seen. On a quiet thing. So who was Harold Shipman? Harold Frederick Shipman, a GP from Nottingham. He was a family man. Seemed to be the darkest one. He was a family man. A respected doctor. A man who built his identity, his entire identity, around being the person people turned to when they were vulnerable. But behind that calm voice and professional confidence, something darker was growing. He wasn't the type of killer who snapped. He wasn't chaotic. He wasn't sloppy. He was methodical, calculated, and worst of all, comfortable. And that's what made him so terrifying. His method, this is how he killed people. Shipman didn't use knives. He didn't use guns. He used trust. His weapon of choice was diamorphine, a medical grade heroin. We all know how deadly heroin is, just from drug use. Diamorphine is a drug strong enough to shut down your breathing in minutes, just minutes. He would visit elderly patients, mostly women, and offer to check on them. This is where the trust comes in. He'd sit beside them, shall I say. Speak softly, and then a quick injection. A peaceful fade into unconsciousness, and then death. No struggle, no noise, no suspicion. Because he's gonna question the doctor. He built a pattern. Years of unnoticed death. This is the part that chills people the most. Shipman didn't kill once or twice. He killed consistently for decades. I'm pretty sure a decade is around 10 years. It's plural, decades. He would sign the death certificates himself. He comforted the families. He would arrange cremations. He even encouraged families to skip post-mortems. Now that's the bit they find out how the death happened. Right. The trust. You see, he's abusing the trust. And because he targeted older patients, the deaths looked natural, peaceful, expected. But the numbers were impossible to ignore forever. Moving on. The suspicion. There was one woman, Kathleen Grundy, her name was. A healthy, active, 81-year-old, still volunteering, still social, still full of life. Shipman declared her dead at home, and he said it was old age. But then, her family discovered the will, supposedly written by Kathleen, leaving everything she owned to Dr. Shipman. Feels wrong calling him Dr. Shipman, doesn't it? Her daughter, a lawyer, knew instantly this wasn't her mother's handwriting. That forged will cracked open the entire case. Now the investigation. This is where the lies were unraveled. Police examined Kathleen's body. They found diamorphine in her system, a dose far beyond anything therapeutic. Shipman was arrested, but investigators didn't stop there. They looked at his patients, you know what I mean? All the records, his death certificates, his patterns started unraveling. You know what I mean? And what they found was horrifying. Dozens of suspicious deaths, then hundreds, and more. You know, he's doing this for decades, getting away with it on a calm thing. Darkest, you know what I mean? The final estimate was over 200 victims. Some experts believe it could have been closer to 250. The deadliest serial killer in UK history. The trial. Shipman showed no emotion, no remorse, no guilt. He denied everything, even when the evidence was overwhelming. He was convicted of 15 murders out of 200. I'm gonna exaggerate it because, I'll be real, it could have been more. 15 murders out of 250. God bless the 15. Honest to God, God bless the 15. For 15 is what it was bagged for out of 250. The ones they could prove beyond doubt. But an inquiry concluded he likely killed hundreds. Just an inquiry though, you know what I mean? He was sentenced to life in prison. A whole life tariff, no chance of release. In 2004, after many years in prison, what do you think he done? He took his own life in his cell. Even in death, he controlled the narrative, leaving no explanation, No confession, no closure. His legacy. Shipman changed the UK forever. Now this is the part where all this dark stuff, I'll call it, has a silver lining. There came new laws, new medical oversight, new rules for death certificates, because one man exploited the system so perfectly that nobody realized he was doing it until it was too late. It wasn't a monster hiding in the dark. It was a monster hiding in plain sight. And that's why his story haunts people until today. You see, Harold Shipman, he didn't kill because he had to. He killed because he could. Because nobody questioned him. Because power, trust, access, yeah, they can be a weapon. More dangerous than any other. This episode was on one of the most lethal murderers of all time. Next time, we're going to Colombia to meet a man whose body count makes even Shipman's look small. I'm Mr. True Crime. This is the evidence room. Goodbye.